Namaskar. I have a very interesting editorial for you today, and I'm going to talk to you on a very unique topic, and that is King of Good Times. Actually, let's get right into the show and talk about it. So, India achieved a fabulous victory in World Cup. The way they played, brilliantly, not a minute where they were down or not a minute anybody doubted their victory. Beautifully played. Won the World Cup. Proud moment for India. Proud moment for every Indian. There was a victory parade from NCPA in Mumbai to Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai. You know what is interesting is how some politicians so beautifully take credit for something that they've hardly done anything about. For instance, the victory parade had people like Jay Shah, who was incidentally the BCCI General Secretary. You had Ashish Shelar, and so on and so forth. So a lot of politicians there, and one didn't understand what they did to be part of that podium, to be part of that parade. But they were there. Now, it is not for the first time. Even Sharad Pawar has taken a lot of mileage out of cricket. So it is not for the first time. But the point is very interesting how politicians take mileage from every event possible. Also, I want to talk about this parade. I want to show you this particular clip. Hats off to that constable. Hats off to that Mumbai police constable who was carrying that girl who I think fell unconscious. Ensured this constable saved that girl's life. I don't know who this constable is, but salute to this man, and I hope Mumbai police identify this constable and rewards this constable the way he carried that girl to safety. And it was not an easy task because he himself was fighting the crowd and he was carrying this girl to safety. Amazing visual, and we are so proud of Mumbai police as always. So that too, I want to talk about. Okay, now, what is the relation to the topic that I started off, that is King of Good Times? Okay, now, Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli had gone and met Mr. Narendra Modi once they got the World Cup. They gone and met him with the World Cup, which is absolutely, it is something that is done always. It's traditional. The Prime Minister was met with and the Prime Minister posed with them with the World Cup, which is very good. That happened. You know, the point is, my question is, the Prime Minister seems to be there everywhere where there are good things happening. Like, for instance, the Atal Setu, Prime Minister came and the visuals are in front of you. Prime Minister came, inaugurated the Atal Setu, walked in the Atal Setu, fantastic photography and all that happened. Atal Setu, the approach road is now having cracks. Well, Prime Minister is quiet about it. Not that I'm expecting Prime Minister to talk about it, but the point is, good times, Prime Minister was there. You see, PM flagged off 10 Vande Bharat trains, dedicates projects worth 1 lakh crores from Gujarat. This is what every train launch, the Prime Minister was there. One train launch. The Railway Minister, no. MLAs, MP, no. Prime Minister came to launch, Baba. But when that Vande Bharat train leaked, no, or when there were train accidents, especially the one that happened in West Bengal, we didn't see the Prime Minister. Prime Minister was nowhere there. See, the Prime Minister inaugurated international airports in Ayodhya. The Prime Minister inaugurated railway station in Ayodhya. The Prime Minister consecrated the Temple of Ram. But when the Temple of Ram leaked, Prime Minister was not there. He didn't speak anything. So, the Prime Minister is there when good things happen. The Prime Minister is nowhere to be seen when things go south, when things go wrong. Okay, let's give some more example. The Prime Minister inaugurated the Parliament building. The Prime Minister inaugurated it. But very strangely, the Prime Minister's indulgence with the Parliament, being there in Lok Sabha, especially in 2023, we didn't see him much. He was not there in much of debates. Inauguration ko he was there, but debates ko koi aur. So good things, he is there. Prime Minister inaugurates 2,700 crores ICC, that is, the Bharat Mandapam for G20. He inaugurated all that. And he was in the forefront. But you see, when those people's houses were hidden, those poor people's houses were hidden so that foreigners don't see our poverty. Poverty was not eradicated, but the poor, their visuals were hidden so that people don't see those poor and they are behind those curtains. A Prime Minister didn't have much to say on this. Didn't have much to say on this. The Prime Minister inaugurated the Statue of Unity in Gujarat. Mr. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel statue. He inaugurated that. But when that same unity was threatened in Manipur, Prime Minister didn't go. When that same unity was threatened, when people were killed, Prime Minister didn't go. Like I told you, Prime Minister was there with the Olympic contestants. He was there to inspire them. He was there to congratulate our cricket team. But when those young girls, those young wrestlers, some of them were Olympic medal winning wrestlers. Those same wrestlers were fighting on the streets. Prime Minister didn't have the time. You see, when Prime Minister inaugurated Nalanda University, but Prime Minister didn't have the time to figure out what were the students doing with FTII when they were going against that Chauhan, when a person like Gajendra Chauhan was forced to be their chairman. And the students didn't want them. The Prime Minister didn't have the courtesy to go and talk to those people and say, "Kya hua? Bachcho, kya hua? What happened? Kids, I'm the Prime Minister, tell me." But Nalanda University inauguration, he was there. You see, the point that I'm trying to make is inauguration showing always remaining with good times, good things, always been seen with success, glory, new things. Inauguration makes you look that. But a leader needs to be there to also wipe tears. It is more important that a leader is there to wipe tears, because when I'm happy. Good. I will always remember that leader who wiped my tears. Before I end, I want to give one example of one of the greatest human beings that I have ever known. I want to give one example of that man, and that is Mahatma Gandhi. 15th of August, when India was celebrating independence, everybody, Nehru, everybody was celebrating independence. Gandhi was nowhere in part of celebration. He was nowhere clicking photographs by hoisting flags and saying that, listen, you know what, I got India independence. He was nowhere there. You know where he was? He was in West Bengal trying to work for the riot victims, trying to pacify the riots there, trying to see what help he can do to ensure the riot is stopped. He was there. He was nowhere in the picture. Show me one picture where you're seeing him celebrate Indian independence. That's what's expected out of leaders. But technically speaking, if you go by communications, if you ask me as an advertising person, then I would always advise a person to be seen with good times. That is what Vijay Mallya did. Good times. Associate yourself with good times. Bronson, if you see him also associated with good times. Vijay Mallya copied him, associated with good times. So launching luxurious brands would be easy if you always associate yourself with good times. So always best car, best fashion, best of everything around you. You associate yourself with good times, good things, and you can be an automatic brand ambassador for luxury products. And likewise, for a leader, it is always good to go on inaugurating things. Inaugurate bridges, inaugurate cranes, inaugurate planes, inaugurate airports, inaugurate that. You see with inauguration, so everything good. You are seen. Whenever you think of you are seen as somebody who inaugurates. You're seen as somebody who develops. You're seen as part of development. But the question that I asked tonight is that how a real leader should be. I would urge Mr. Narendra Modi to now start facing dissent. Start facing questions. Start going to places where things have gone wrong. Start visiting places where bridges are collapsing. Start visiting places like you were there in Ghatkoper when that hoarding collapsed and close to 17 people died, almost 75 injured. When that hoarding collapsed, you were there. Your rally was supposed to be happening there. You could have visited them. Would have made a huge difference. Sir, I am sure a lot of your advisors may be advising you to be associated with all development and associated with inauguration so that you are seen as a development man. But please understand, sir, you could be a development man for a short time, but if you really need to build a brand character, you really need to be part of distress too. You need to be seen helping and part of people who are in distress. You are not the king of good times. You are the Prime Minister of India. India, we have more problems than development at the moment. And that's how we would like to see our Prime Minister handle things. This is my opinion, of course, unsolicited opinion. Till I see you next time. Namaskar.
Stay ahead with our cutting-edge news app. Instantly access the latest shorts in just 1 minute and breaking news in just 50 words. Download now for a smarter, faster news experience.